Sasol's lifted its annual fuel sales guidance. The Energy and Chemicals Group expects growth to come in between 5 and 10% higher than last year. That's up from its previous guidance of around 3%. Sasol's pointed to improved production at Secunda and Natref. At Secunda, higher output was supported by improved gasifier and equipment availability. Natref, meanwhile, benefited from higher capacity use. Gas production guidance has been revised lower due to a natural decline in Mozambique, along with delays in new supply coming online. Looking ahead, Sasol says the operating environment remains challenging, but performance across the rest of the portfolio is in line with market guidance. South 32 has reported a sharp rebound in manganese production for the December half year. That's as its Australian operations return to normal after disruptions caused by Cyclone Megan. The miner says manganese output jumped 58%, while production in South Africa was steady despite planned maintenance. Alumina and aluminium production also edged higher in the half year, while copper operations at Sierra Gorda continued to perform ahead of guidance, delivering strong cash returns. South 32 has kept its full-year production guidance unchanged for operated assets, although guidance for Brazil aluminium remains under review. Clicks Group has reported steady growth in the early part of its financial year. Group turnover rose 7.4% in the 20 weeks to mid-January. That was supported by strong pharmacy sales and a record Black Friday performance. Pharmacy turnover increased 9%, while retail sales grew 6% despite heavy festive season discounting by competitors. Delays in implementing a new warehouse system meanwhile reduced product availability in Western Cape stores, with the group estimating a 120 million rand impact. But it says that should normalize by February. Clicks are set to open its books in April. Reinet has reported a slight decline in the net asset value of its investment fund. Its wholly owned subsidiary Reinet Fund says net asset value per share slipped to 38.47 euros at the end of December. That's down from 38.87 euros in September. Overall net asset value fell to 6.5 billion euros, reflecting movements in its investment portfolio, including its stake in Pension Insurance Corporation, as well as changes in cash and liabilities. The company has noted that the figures are unaudited and says the net asset value for Reinet itself will be published in due course and may differ from that of the fund. Workers at state-owned arms manufacturer Denel are facing a salary crisis. The company has told staff at two of its divisions that it cannot pay January wages. That's despite Denel receiving close to 2 billion rand in government bailout funding. Unions say the situation is unacceptable, warning that employees are once again paying the price for governance failures. They are calling for urgent intervention to stabilize the company and secure jobs. Further afield, South Korea's economy experienced a 0.3% contraction in the fourth quarter, marking the biggest slump in 3 years on weaker investment and exports. Let's take a look at this report for more.
South Korea's economy unexpectedly shrank in the final quarter of 2025. It saw the biggest drop in 3 years, but the global AI boom looks set to improve the outlook. Central bank estimates out Thursday showed gross domestic product decreased 0.3% in the fourth quarter from the preceding 3 months. Construction investment was the big drag over the period, while exports also fell. But analysts say the result was largely payback from the previous quarter's growth of 1.3%, the fastest in almost 4 years. According to the Bank of Korea, Asia's fourth largest economy grew 1% in 2025, half the rate of the year before. The government expects stronger growth of 2% this year, while the BOK predicts domestic investment will pick up. It says more government infrastructure projects are expected, and companies plan to expand semiconductor factories and artificial intelligence investments. On Thursday morning, South Korea's stock benchmark topped 5,000 points for the first time, powered by gains for chip makers like Samsung Electronics and SK Hynix.